This
మాన్యువల్.
conference will now be
ఓకేనా. సో
recorded.
దెర్ ఆర్ ఇంకా చాలా టాపిక్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అవన్నీ ఇంకా మనం వన్ బై వన్ చూసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాల్సిందే. ఓకేనా. దెర్ ఆర్ సో మెనీ. ఇట్ ఈస్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ పీవీ ఓన్లీ. సో వాట్ ఈస్ స్టోరేజ్ క్లాస్ మీన్? సో to communicate between PV and PVC, we need storage class. How you are creating the PV and PVC? That is what it depends on the storage class, manually or dynamically. Manually means here we created the storage manually, right? So you can say manual. So it will be same in PV file and PVC file. Storage class will be same, manual. Okay, na. So that because of that only they're working together. So did you say anywhere like which PV you have to use in PVC? చెప్పావా? PVC లో ఏమైనా చెప్పావా నువ్వు? Did you say anything? Which PV
No,
I have
sir.
to work with? So it is
In
because of
PV,
storage class. Okay,
in
na?
PV,
That
if
is
I
what.
want to use
Ah,
in PV, if I want to use Amazon service, then like how to connect to the Amazon storage?
again here if you see this like my Google Drive. Okay, na, in my Google Drive you have the answer for that. So you can create one EBS volume, and that EBS volume you can give it in your PV name. The same concept. That EBS volume ID. And have you seen my Google Drive? Google
No,
Drive
sir.
చూసావా? Notes లో ఉంది
No.
దాంట్లో. How to create
Okay.
EBS volume and all.
I will check after, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So guys, if you see my Google Drive, you will get huge notes available in that. Please work on it. Because as I told, it's a ocean. Still, even if you cover 1 month also, Kubernetes won't complete it. అంత పెద్ద టాపిక్ ఇంకా చాలా ఉన్నాయి నేర్చుకోవాల్సినవి. ఓకేనా. సో as I told, everything we cannot cover in class. Okay, first of all, you should know what is Kubernetes, what are the different resources you have, how to access your Kubernetes, what is namespace, what is this one, how storage works. Okay, now how these pods are working, how service working. So this is a minimum thing everybody should know. Apart from that, there are so many other things. ఇంకా చాలా ఉన్నాయి మనం నేర్చుకోవాల్సినవి. ఓకేనా. సో లైక్ ఇంగ్రెస్, సో దెన్ సర్వీస్ అకౌంట్, రోల్. హ్యావ్ యూ సీన్ దిస్ రోల్స్ అండ్ సర్వీస్ అకౌంట్స్ గైస్? Hello, guys. Have you seen roles and service accounts? I given one access to you, one what I can say, one task to you. How to access, how to provide access to your cluster and particular namespace. Chusara adi? How many completed? So you have to complete, guys. నేను ఇచ్చిన వీడియోస్ చూడాలి, నేను నా డాక్యుమెంట్స్ చూడాలి, అప్పుడే మీకు ఇంకా చాలా దొరుకుతాయి. ఓకే. సో ప్లీజ్ వర్క్ ఆన్ దోస్. అవన్నీ వన్ బై వన్ మీరు ట్రబుల్ షూట్ చేసుకుంటూ హౌ టు మేక్ ఇట్. ఆ వీడియోస్, హావ్ యూ సీన్ దోస్ వీడియోస్ విచ్ ఐ గివెన్ టు యూ?
Yes,
హలో
sir.
గైస్, వీడియోస్ చూసారా? సర్వీస్ ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుంది, పాడ్స్ ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతాయి, నెట్వర్కింగ్ ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుంది, హౌ దే ఆర్ కమ్యూనికేటింగ్ విత్ ఈచ్ అదర్, హౌ పాడ్ ఈస్ కమ్యూనికేటింగ్ విత్ ద సర్వీస్. అండ్ వాట్ అబౌట్ దట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ విచ్ ఐ గివెన్ టు యూ, that Node.js project, Knote application. How many completed, guys? It is your responsibility, guys, to complete all those stuff.
I have just read those.
Not read. So if you read, what will happen? Nothing will happen. You have to implement them. Then only you will come to know that. Okay, na. మీరు అవన్నీ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తే I will give one more GitHub account for Kubernetes, guys. So that also, there are so many other things to complete. Just a minute. ఇవన్నీ మన క్లాస్లో కుదరదు గైస్. యూ కెనాట్. ఇలా చెప్పుకుంటూ పోతే ఇంకా 2 నెలలైనా Kubernetes అయిపోదు. Okay, so just a minute. I'll give one more one Kubernetes GitHub repository. Everybody, can you please open this GitHub repository? This one. See, చాలా టాపిక్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఇంకా మీకు ఇవన్నీ మీరు చూడాలి. Okay, so all these things you should work out, guys. Okay, so next, in the back end you have to work on it. So now, guys, what is variable? What is the concept of variable? I will tell you. Okay, so just a minute. Let me share my screen. You are able to see my screen. So leave it about Kubernetes. Okay, now I'm talking about Docker. You are creating one image, guys. Example, one HTTPD image. Just example, I'm showing this one. So you taken one base image. I installed HTTPD. So by default, when I install HTTPD, I will get one configuration file. So under etc httpd conf, that under that folder httpd.conf is the file name. Okay, now already you get that. But your application team, okay, now maybe you have multiple websites, guys, in your organization. Let's take ICICI bank.com, ICICI securities.com. These are different websites, right? So all you only supporting. So you're creating one HTTP image. It not only HTTP, let's leave it about Tomcat, okay, Node.js, any image. You are building one image. So do you have different website application? So all for all of them you need same image, but different configuration file. Okay, so guys, in HTTPD conf file, if you see, if you open it, there are different combination, different user example, like you have user, okay, Apache group, Apache, like this. Okay, now different values you have in this file. Okay, now so you have different web applications in your project. For all of them, you need HTTPD, but with different configuration. And so in this configuration, only two values I am showing, but there might be so many in the configuration file. Chala values unni. So many values I have. So for different applications, I need different values actually. I don't know what values they need. Not common values. So the same configure, same image, I cannot use it if I go with hard coded values. If I go with hard coded settings in this file, okay, so now if I build example, I don't have variable. So docker build dot. So I created image. Now example, now Amar came. Amar from ICICIbank.com, that website. You need some different web values for this. So what I have to do? I have to build it. DIT then image name, like with different options, like name, CPU, memory. Then after, I have to log into my container. Then I have to open this configuration file and modify based on my requirement, right? I have to do like that. Again, one more website. For that purpose, I need one more image, one more container. Same concept. I will build this image. I will create a container from this image. I will log into the container. I'll change the configuration. So time waste process. Or else I have to build a separate images for each website. Okay, now. But instead of that, the same image I can reuse without time waste. How? In this file, before copy this file to your image, okay, now. So I'll maintain in here itself, right? I'll open that file, httpd conf file in Docker host. Okay, now. And here, instead of user, I will use like this. No value. So guys, always remember, anywhere if you see dollar means it's a variable. So it has the different values. Like this entire file, wherever I need different values, I'll change those names. So now this is one variable, this is one variable. And I'll copy that into my image. Okay, na? So here I will add little extra things also, like from CentOS run install httpd -y copy. So this file with variable. So now this is called as template, guys. It's not a file now because it doesn't have the values for most of the things. Whatever you need different values, right? ఇక్కడ వాల్యూ లేదు ఈ ఫైల్ మొత్తంలో in this file. Okay, so all configuration I made it like this. Copy httpd.conf file into my image. Okay, so then env, what is my variable name? Username. Username equals to what is the default value. Later I can change them. Env group name. Okay, na default value I'm giving, but later I can change it. Then expose 80. Like this, all the variables here in this file, how many variables I have? Okay, na. So that many variables I will define like this. Okay, na. So now this file in the image doesn't have the values. I mean, not for all values, only wherever we need different values, right? I'll maintain like that. Okay, so I'll take inputs from application team. Ekkada different values adutunnaru. For which things we need different values, I'll make variables. Then I'll define those variable. Default value I will give. So I'll build a container now. I'll build an image. Docker build dot docker run -dat. Now example, just a minute, guys.
Amar, you are muted.
Name equals to, so here icsabank.com. Okay, that website I want to build. For that purpose, I'm creating a container. So he told me some values. I don't want to go with default. If I want default value, directly I will give. No hyphen e, direct image name, and with whatever the options I have. But example, I want to go with different values. Okay, now what I will do, hyphen e, username equals to Amar. Not only username, guys. Here example I'm showing only two values, but ఈ ఫైల్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తే మీకు చాలా you will get so many application related values. Okay na, so you will get application team confirmation what values they need different, what values they need. Okay na, so I am taking example purpose two values, user and a group and a two things, but in this file there are so many things like that. Okay, which values I need? Like this. So now what will happen? While creating my container, I'll get two variable, two environment variable. And as part of container start, so the CMD will be executed, right? What is CMD, guys? What is CMD? Huh? It will start the application. So that time it will read this configuration. So in this configuration, I have dollar username, dollar group name, or whatever the value. So in command line I given these values, right? So wherever dollar username is there, it will take Amar. Wherever dollar group name is there, it will take Amar, and all configurations will be replaced like that. If you don't give in command line, it will read it from Docker file. Docker file lo compulsory you should define them, guys. Okay, now all the values. So whatever you need save, I don't need to mention in command line because already in Docker file they are. Okay, now like that I can build my container with my own values. Now example one more. Okay, now the ICICI Bank, ICICI Security.com. For that purpose, I need a website. So same HTTPD container I need, but different values. Simple. What I do? I need different values like this. I'll build a new container with a different configuration. See, I'm able to reuse. What is the concept of variable, guys? What is the concept of variable? I'm able to reuse them. Okay, now by using the env instruction, I can define the variables. I can on the fly, I can change them while creating my container itself, while building my container. That is what env, guys. Okay, now I hope you understood. Did you understand the concept, guys? What is env? What is the purpose of variable in Docker? In Docker file? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you see Docker files, see, so two things. So two variables he defined. Okay, now. So wherever this ghost version, if you don't give this, guys, while creating a container, if you don't give this versions, particular version, it will take default one. ఇక్కడ నువ్వు డాకర్ ఫైల్ లో ఏది ఇస్తే అది తీసుకుంటుంది. But it's up to you. While creating my container, it's my requirement. Okay, now. So here, guys, there is one more also called ARG. Okay, now what is the difference between ARG and env means? Example, I have HTTP, but with the different versions. Okay, now See, like I need images with different versions. Guys, I need images with different versions. ARG version equals to 11. Example Java. Okay, na Java, I don't want to go with same version everywhere. Install Jenkins or some Tomcat, whatever it might be. Okay, like this. You have CMD, user ID, like whatever you need. Now, what is this ARG mean? While building the image, guys, ARG ki ENV ki difference ఏంటంటే ENV for while building the container. While building the container, if I need variables, I'll go with ENV. Here run command, does it work while building image or while building the container? Guys, run instruction ఎప్పుడు run అవుతుంది? While building image or while building the container? Huh?
Image.
While building. So while building, it will read the version. It will check the ARG. So current default is 11. But example, I need different version. Docker build dot hyphen build ARG. Okay, while building image, I want different version. Like version equals to 17. Okay, na? Then I can give like this. Okay, so it will take 17. It will install Java 17, not 11. Okay, so the same Docker file I want to reuse for different variables while building the image. I want to create different images. And here, same image, but different containers with different values. Tell me.
It's in the same run command you are installing Jenkins also, or if you want to use, if you are installing some other application, if you assign some version to for that particular argument also, then how it will check like this version is for only Java or some other like here in this case Jenkins, or if you use some other application, the argument how it will check it is only applicable to the Java or the some other applications.
Oh, you are saying that for Jenkins also I need different version, right?
Normally we assign version 11, but we didn't mention it is for only for Java or some other application, right? How it will
No,
check?
here see same name. See same name, version and version. Wherever dollar version is there, it will take this one.
And if I use some other version, so like some other command, like next run command with the same.
Run, tell me, what is your question? Tell me. చెప్పండి ఏం కావాలి?
Okay, then we need to use different variable, right? Okay, correct, no problem.
Example, so you are saying that for Jenkins also I need different versions, not the same version, right? In that case, you need one more variable. You cannot use the same variable for two things. అది ఇది వేరు కదా. You should have
yes,
one more variable in that case. Okay, na? You cannot use same variable then, because this version is different, this version is different. So I cannot use same variable for both of them. I should have
yes,
different variable. Okay, na?
Yeah.
So guys,
Yeah.
here in this case, when do we use env? Here generally cmd command will execute at the point of container runtime. So it will read the that time configuration. ఇప్పుడు కాపీ చేసేటప్పుడు నార్మల్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కాపీ అయిపోద్ది విత్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఓన్లీ వైల్ కాపీ. సో బట్ వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ దట్ వేరియబుల్ వైల్ బిల్డింగ్ ద కంటైనర్, సో that time we go with env, guys. Two types of variables available for Docker file, env and arg. Guys, env and arg, two types of variables we have. Arg for while building the image. While building the image, if you need any variables, we go with arg. While building the container, if you go with variable, then that is called as env. We define with env. Did you understand the difference, guys? Did you understand the difference between env and arg? Any questions, guys?
No, sir, no
అర్థమైందా?
questions. Yeah.
Okay, great. But guys, after the class also, again try to like go and do R&D, guys. Okay, na? So in that case only, in that way only you can make more clarity. Okay, yeah. Next, so okay, you build a Docker image. Okay, na? You build a Docker image with environment variables. Now, how to define in Kubernetes, guys? So Kubernetes lo ela use chestamante, in Kubernetes how do we use means with the help of config maps, guys. So with the help of config maps, we will create the variables directly. We don't attach the variable like this. Okay, na? So directly we don't define the variable like this. First we'll create the config maps, then after, okay, let me show the example here itself. As we'll go to Google example, config map examples. So example, in your config, in your Docker file, okay, na? In your Docker file, you have the variable. Okay, now if it is Docker means this is how we'll define our variables, guys. In Kubernetes, how do we define means we'll define with config maps. First config map you have to create. Yeah, like this. kubectl config create config map. This is config map name. దానికి ఒక పేరు ఇస్తున్నాం మనం. ఓకేనా? దిస్ ఈస్ కాన్ఫిగ్ మ్యాప్ నేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ లిటరల్. అంటే నువ్వు ఇట్లా కమాండ్ లైన్ లో డిఫైన్ చేయాలంటే వేరియబుల్స్ ని. If you want to define in variables like this in command line, you will give like this, from literal. Okay, na? Then your key name means username. Then this is your variable value, and this is your again from literal. In ila any variables unte anni saalu ivvali from literal. So here two variables. So this is first variable, this is second variable. It's like example, I given in Docker, I given username and password, right? Username, group name, right? Same concept. This is for username and this is for group name. So two variables I will create like this. So this is how it will be, guys, in YAML language. How to generate YAML syntax from this command, guys? How to generate YAML syntax from this?
Try run.
Exactly. So at the end, -o YAML. Okay, na? -o YAML. Then hyphen dry run client. True
Okay.
or client
Or true
based
or
on the
client.
version.
Yeah.
So then redirect the output into one file. So you will get the output like this, guys. This is how config map is created. And then after, you should log in, you should create a manifest file. See, this is how, again, variable I have to create. env colon inside a container, guys. So I hope you are comfortable with the manifest file now, guys. I hope till now there is no confusion. Everybody, did you understand the manifest file syntax? Guys,
Yes, sir.
manifest file syntax అర్థమైందా? Now in Docker, how I mapped like this, right? So, but in Kubernetes, first I have to create a manifest file. Then after, in your same concept, in storage also, what I did, first I created PV, then after I created PVC, then after I used volume, then I used volume mount. Yes or no? In storage also. Same concept here also. Okay, na? So I'll use env and this is, so what is my variable name? Sorry, config map name, special hyphen config, right? So I'm giving some name to, so generally I'll give the same name, like example, same name, this one. Okay, na? So same name I will give. It's up to you, your own name. Make nachina variable. So I'll give same name. Whatever here I will give. So I'm giving volume name, environment name also same. Okay, na? Then value from, so I'm getting from config map key reference. Okay, na? Name. What is my config map name? This is my config map name, key colon. This is my variable name, right? This one. కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజ్ ఉంటది guys, but try to understand. So three things here. This is the key. This is key. I'm not giving any value, guys. Key ni map cheste, if I call this key, automatically this will come. Okay na? So I'm from where I'm getting the key, guys? I'm getting the key from my config map and my key name is this one. That is what this meaning, guys. Value ekkడి నుంచి వస్తుంది నాకు? Value from config map key, and my key name is my value, my config map name is this one, and my key name is this one. And for that I given one name. నా ఇష్టం వచ్చిన పేరు ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు. So I will give same name if required. This is how we map variables to our pods, guys. So నా pod లో ఉన్న container start అయినప్పుడు the container configuration need this value. So what value I given? This value. Okay na? So it will wherever this value is there in my container in the configuration, it will take this value from the config map. It is reading. Did you understand the concept, guys? How we are mapping the variable? Docker lo aithe direct ga map chesestam. Even volumes also same concept, right, guys? Volumes also in Docker directly we are mapping, but in Kubernetes, yeah, you have some like extra work even for volumes also, even for variables also. Okay, now there are examples also, guys. In I given one Kubernetes thing, right? So here, see, two values. Yeah, one value. Okay, so this is the value. And if you go to your see, same concept. Here two variables I'm calling. So first env, this is my variable name. Okay, na? This is my variable name. I can give any name. Generally I'll key name and variable name both I will give. value from ఎక్కడి నుంచి తెచ్చుకుంటున్నా config map I'm getting, this is my config map name, this is my key name. In the same way to second variable also. Okay na? In the same way second variable also. So this is my what I can say, so second variable. So I cannot I don't directly map the variable with my pod. Okay na? So first config map, from config map I will call the keys value from, this is my config map name, and this is the key in the configuration map. So in this way I can map the volumes, sorry, variables. So in Docker అయితేనేమో ఇలాగా డైరెక్ట్ గా అయిపోయి, ఓకేనా. సో in Kubernetes this is the way, in we map it with config map. Now there is one more concept also, guys.
Sir, here also we can use variables in config map.
ఈ వేరియబుల్సే కదా.
Like first
In
we are
config
giving
map,
all the data in the config map, and after that we are calling the data from the config map, right?
config, yes, you are right.
But we are not
Where are
reusing.
we getting the values?
I'm sorry.
First, normally first we are creating config map. After
Yes, you are
that,
right.
in the manifest file, we are calling the
calling.
values from the config map, but
Exactly.
we are not if we want a reusability in the Docker, before you told Docker there is a variables, so we can reusability, right?
But here one question I have, so I'll have separate manifest files for each environment, right? Example, I have one more application, there I will create one more config map. Why I will use the same config map?
I am just asking, is the variables concept is applicable to here or not? That's it.
Yes, this is variable only. Config map means variable only. I'm reusing na, I'm without opening the config like configuration in the pod, same image only I'm using. Yes or no? అదే ఇమేజ్ వాడుకుంటున్నా కదా నేను. Am I changing any image name? No, image name same. Configuration I'm changing. Yes or no? So different
Yes, sir.
config maps. Example, icsabank.com. So for that I'll create one namespace. So there I will create config map for that icsabank.com. That config map I will use in ICICI bank deployment. And example, I have ICICI securities. So there I will create one more config map with whatever the values I need. కొంచెం ఎక్స్ట్రా వర్క్ ఉంది ఇక్కడ when compared to Docker. In Docker directly we are defining, okay, now while creating, but in Kubernetes little extra work is there. Okay na, little extra work is there definitely. By using extra work we are defining our variables. Okay na? Yeah. Now there is one more concept called secrets, guys. So there is one more concept called secrets. Okay, so what is secret? So what is secret means, example, in this case maybe my variables are just basic values, not what I can say, not very important, secure, like kind of credentials కాదు, normal variable. In that case, okay, I can go with a normal config map. Okay na, but assume that these are very secure, like I don't want to expose them. Okay na, I don't want to expose them. Do you have the setup? Huh?
Yes, Amar.
Can
I
you
have the
please share your
cursor. Yeah.
So example, kubectl config map, maybe some sample config map. From literal spelling correct ena.
Yes, Amar.
Just a minute. Example I'm just creating, guys, like this. Okay, na? So now I need a syntax YAML hyphen hyphen dry run equals to int. Okay, then example, this is related to deployment one config map. Okay, kubectl sorry, create. Okay, see, one variable. Okay, so if I create also, it will be directly visible. Kubectl get, sorry, apply hyphen f kubectl get see, clearly showing the key and values. But assume that this is very secure. I don't want to expose like this. బయటికి నాకు ఏం వాల్యూస్ ఇచ్చానో నాకు తప్ప ఇంకెవరికి తెలియదు. I don't want to expose like this to the outside. Now whoever access to my cluster, they can see this, right? Okay, na, they can see this. I don't want to allow them to see. Example, now they have default namespace access. Now I don't want to allow them to see this value. So then instead of config map, I can create secret, guys. Okay, so I can create secret. So guys, there are multiple ways I can use secrets. See here, actually they encrypted, they encoded. Okay, na. So they encoded the secret, the username. So actually ఇది అమర్ అనుకోండి, కనపడట్లేదు చూడండి అమర్ అని. ఓకేనా? So we can encrypt in different ways. I'm showing the basic way. See, example username. Okay, na? So the key is user. So, or Amar something. By using this, I can encrypt. So this is the base 64 type of encryption. Okay, so can you open this website?
I think your screen is stuck, sir, but
Can you open this website which I pinged in group chat?
Yes, Amar, I did.
Okay, the basic thing I'm showing. See, so the variable name. Okay, so example here, whatever the username. Example Amar. So first, okay, username equals to Amar. Okay, this is the encrypted one. In the same way, group name equals to something, maybe Amar one Rama. Okay. Now once you see here, those things you can replace here. Your key name is username and the value is this one, Amar, and password. Password also you encrypted like this. Okay, na? So, and that password instead of your password you are giving like this. Okay, let's copy as it is. You can create in command line also. So command line is this one. Kubectl create in command line. Same, similar to config map. Okay, na? We can create kubectl create secret. Okay, na? Generic type secret name, maybe sample secret one. Okay, hyphen from hyphen literal equals to username equals to group name equals to okay. Oh, I created directly. Yeah. Okay, let me delete this. kubectl delete secret name. Okay, so this is how you'll get. And okay, now let's move on. Let's create it. kubectl apply hyphen f. Okay, kubectl secret name. Okay, so this is the basic secret, guys. Instead of like directly exposing the values, okay, na? So we can encrypt them like this, and we can create same how to map with deployment. Same concept. Instead of config map, secret map. That's it. Okay, I showed already for declare that config map, right? Similar to that secrets.
Sir, how to revert back that
Just
encoded value?
actually inside your pod, you no need to encode it. Already by default, they can read it. Okay, but for encode also there will be one command, simple command. Okay, so by
No, sir.
using that you can
How
do
to
that.
revert back? Like normally,
Yeah,
now we encoded
revert
AMR,
back only
right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
This one.
Okay. Hyphen decode. Uh,
Hmm.
and one more doubt, sir. For suppose if you gave two secrets, uh, for example, if I am considering as those are uh, login credentials. Now, if I want to log into the some database, something, uh, which password I have to give, like AMR or the encoded value?
The encoded value only. Secret only.
Encoded value.
Not config map. Yeah. Secret only. We
Oh,
will take that password. Okay. So we'll encode it. Okay. So this is the basic encode command actually, guys. There are different types. Even what you can do means, so you can go through. I'll show you one website. Okay, there are different ways you can manage your secrets. You have different providers. Like AWS. Okay, even in Git also. See, from Git also you can manage the Kubernetes. Just a minute. So is an encoding, not encryption. Encoding allows you to represent binary data in secret. But imagine storing a certificate in Kubernetes without base64, a lot of unrecognized characters. But we still haven't answered how to secure. So see here, if you here he is providing different ways to secure our secrets. Okay, now instead of directly storing, directly creating the uh, like variables from this like command line. Okay, now what he did is using is storing in GitHub one file. Okay, now so by using, see, in this way is calling the variables, guys. He's not nowhere he is mentioning the variables here. Okay, now so see a successful project in this space. So the operator deployed into your cluster and the command line to designate it. So here, so by using this, you can make sure that your secret is more secure when compared to command line. Okay, na. So command line la ivvakunda, what you did from GitHub you are reading directly. Okay, na. From GitHub you are reading in GitHub only your variables. Only who has the access to GitHub. Okay, so who has the access to your GitHub, they can access the secrets. So additional level security are also you are giving for your secrets, guys. See multiple ways he defined here along with Git. So along with that, you can do one more thing. AWS provider also there. Okay. So in that way, you can say no. Here it's not showing, but I'll give you that provider information. So different providers, secret providers, just different secret providers in Kubernetes. So instead of basic uh, like secret like this, we created in command line, right? So what we can do, we can store our secrets in somewhere. Okay, like AWS ACM, sorry, secret manager, and you can provide the provider details here instead of, yeah, see here he did not provided the value actually. Okay, now he did not provide the value itself, so no one can read it. Okay, now so there is no information itself. Even if you open that file also, okay, there is no information about your secrets. So in that way, you can do more secret, more what I can say. like secure your data. Okay, I have one document for that. So after the class, I will send it to you about that. So how many ways we can secure our this what I can say secrets. So here the difference between secret and config map is both are variables only, guys. In secret also we use variable only. In config map also we have variables. But what is the difference, guys? What is the difference between config map and secrets? Huh? Guys, what is the difference? Huh? Secrets and config maps. What is the difference? The difference is
Secrets is for securing the credentials, and
secure data.
whereas
Exactly. Not only credentials. Example, I have different like maybe secure information. So maybe access key, secret key. So I don't want to show that particular keys in like whoever has access to my cluster. So I want to even who has access to my cluster also, they should not be able to read my data. In that case, I will go with secret. Okay, so this is about secrets, and I'll provide one website. So to understand more about this secret, what are the different providers we have? So how to secure our keys and all. Okay, yeah. So it's enough for today. Then tomorrow class we will see about the ingress controller. So what is ingress controller? How it works? Okay, how to create it? Those things and all we'll see in tomorrow class. Yeah. Okay then, guys.
great. Bye.
Yeah. Please practice more, guys. There are so many things to learn.